and the conflict is in the open, where you find people, departments fighting each other. Then stage number 4. Stage number 4 of the conflict process is called outcome. That is stage number 4, outcome. So there are 4 stages, and you should know how they follow each other. The consequences of the interplay between conflict and conflict management may be functional, dysfunctional. The functional, dysfunctional. We mean negative and positive. When we say functional, we mean positive. Dysfunctional, we mean negative. So the consequences may be both positive and negative. When I ask you about explain the functional and dysfunctional of conflict, I mean give the advantages and disadvantages, merits, demerits, functional, dysfunctional, cons, pros, advantages, cons, disadvantages. So when you read that word of functional, dysfunctional, functional mean positive or advantages, dysfunctional we mean disadvantages. The number of instances where low or moderate levels of conflict can improve the effectiveness of a group. Conflict may improve the quality of decision of allowing all points of view to be weighed. What we mean here is, at this stage, conflict is in the open. But as I've said, that conflict is not necessarily negative. When they ask you about the effects of a conflict, you have to show that conflict has both positive and negative. Because if there is no conflict, even an organization may stagnate, thinking that everything is okay. I would say now the government must be thinking very hard on how to handle the situation, the COVID situation, lockdown. Maybe by making sure that vaccines come in time, all Ugandans are vaccinated, or the vulnerables like students and teachers, so that they can open high institutions of learning and other schools. Otherwise, if people are quiet, then the government may tell us to go to houses and sleep forever. That means a conflict is going to wake up the government to look for solutions. That is a positive impact of a conflict. If there is no opposition or conflict, then things can remain, they become stagnant. Therefore, when you are looking at the conflict, as we shall see later effects of conflict, we have to look at it from both side angles, positive, negative. Now let us, having looked at the 4 stages, and they are in order, if they ask you about the process, don't just bring any stage. They must follow in order. Like in section A, they can explain the 3 stages of conflict, of conflict in the conflict process. Then when they say 3, there you may not mind about the order, but when they say explain the process, the conflict process, you must follow the order. Step 1 is called potential position. Step 2 is called cognition and personalization. Step 3 is called behavior. And step 4, the last step, is called outcome. Now let us look at levels of conflict. And I want you to indicate another word. At times we don't say levels, at times we call them types of conflicts. Levels, stroke types. Conflicts also have types. So let us look at the types of conflicts. Conflicts may occur within an employee, between individuals or groups, and across organizations. Within you may be having a conflict within an individual, within an employee. That is the first type. And then the second type is between individuals or groups of people, and then across organization, because an organization can conflict with another organization. Let us look at the first type. Within you, within an individual, that is the type of conflict we call intrapersonal. Intrapersonal conflict is a type of conflict within an individual. It results from unmet personal or professional expectations within the individual. This level of conflict may affect the organization negatively. It reduces even the morale, the motivation, and productivity. Individuals expect such conflict when faced with such dilemmas at work. Like now at home, I'm even praying for most of you, because some people may become desperate, may say, enough is enough. Last time we were in a lockdown, now we are in a lockdown. And you find a guy is busy texting you, when are you going to marry me? And you end up getting married and you drop out of school. That is an intrapersonal conflict, a conflict which is asking you, should I marry or should I be patient until when they open institutions of higher learning? Because of the dilemmas you are facing. God forbid, I'm praying that all of you can resume studies, because patience, the Bible says that patience is the daughter of wisdom. Let us proceed. Intra is a conflict within you. Every person has a conflict. You face a dilemma, a challenge, and you get a conflict in your heart. Even Christian Mkongwiri in her song called it Omuntu Omunda. Where you don't know what you are supposed to do. You are just in a situation of melancholy. You are confused. That is intra-personal conflict. Then we have inter. Now intra is within you. Then we have inter-personal conflict. Inter. Inter is the opposite of inter. Inter is between individuals and other individuals, groups and other groups. Intra is within an individual. Then there is intra-group conflict, an individual conflicting with another group. One against men is intra-group, but intrapersonal is within you. Then we have intergroup conflict, I've already talked about. Then we have intergroup, then we have said intrapersonal, interpersonal conflict, intragroup conflict, and then the last type of conflict, intergroup conflict. Intergroup is a group fighting, conflicting with another one. So, having looked at the different types of conflicts, and if you fail to remember those words, and they try to explain different types of conflict, you can say there is conflict can occur within an individual, and within an individual is impersonal. Between individuals, that is another what? Individuals or groups, and across organizations. But if you can remember these terms, intra, intergroup, interpersonal, well and good. Let us now go and look at causes of conflict. Causes of conflict. The causes you have in the handout are right, but you can even propose more causes. During your free time, you can even look at other causes besides what you have. The first cause of conflict, task. Here we have task interdependence, whereby you find you are given a task, and the task which is allocated to you is yours alone. And you find you are not an expert in this task, so you need guidance. But you find no one is there to guide you. That one, you start developing intrapersonal conflict within you. You are left in a state of uncertainty. Then another point, another cause here is ambiguity of laws, policies, and rules. Ambiguity means something unclear. It comes from the word ambiguous, unclear. So if you don't want to use ambiguity, you can even say unclear rules, unclear policies and rules, whereby you are an employee in an organization, but you are not even told of what you are supposed to do. Unclear roles, you don't know your roles. So it results into job clashes. You are clashing with another person because you are not given clear terms of reference, clear, you are not given an appointment letter, you are not told of what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to do, so that you know the boundary of your job, of your task. That's what we mean by ambiguity of roles, and clear rules and clear policies